Well, good morning. Good, beautiful Wednesday morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it. I'm so glad that you've been able to join me for just a few minutes this morning to study 2 verses of Scripture and to think about where we are in the middle of this week, where our relationship is with God, how we are serving Him, serving His kingdom in this week, and to point our faces toward a Bible-believing church where we can go and we can be a blessing as well as be blessed. Today we're going to study out of Psalm chapter 9, verses 3 and 4. Psalm chapter 9, verses 3 and 4. It says, "When my enemies turn back, they shall fall and perish at your presence. For you have maintained my right and my cause. You sit on the throne judging in righteousness." So this is very good news for the believer. We know that the Bible tells us that the world is not going to agree with us, that we're going to have people that don't like us, that hate us, that pursue evil against us. Jesus warned us of this. Jesus said, "The world hated me. It'll hate my disciples as well." And if you are a disciple of Jesus Christ, there are times in your life when you have run up against people that maybe you don't even understand why they're your enemy. You don't know that you've done anything. You don't know that you've said anything. But somehow they have a deep dislike and a deep lack of caring for you. My hope, of course, is that no one in your life, when you think about that, no one in your life do you have where you are looking at that person and disliking them. Jesus calls us to love everyone. He calls us to not have enemies, that we are to make peace with our enemies. So if you have such a person in your life, think on that, pray on that, and begin to lay that on the altar. Jesus tells us to leave our gifts, leave our offerings at the altar, and go and make peace with our brother, with our sister. So if you have such a person, that's something that you can work on. But this is very good news in our scripture this morning. It tells us that God is watching us. See, God is watching, and He sees the people that we know about, but He also sees the people we don't know about. He sees the schemes that we have discovered and we have figured out, and He also sees what is being done perhaps behind our back or in secret, hoping to cause us to stumble and fall in our witness. So God sees it all. It says, "When my enemies turn back, they shall fall and perish at your presence." Now, the very first thing that we have to be sure of is that we have given our life, we have submitted, we have surrendered to Jesus, and that we are serving Him. And that we are serving Him not pridefully, but prayerfully. Not pridefully, but prayerfully. And when we are serving Him prayerfully, when we are following to the very best of our ability, though we know that we all fall short of the glory of God, but we're doing our very best for Him, then we can rest assured that our enemies will be derailed. That the traps that they set will spring upon them. That when they lie in wait, we will be warned. We can be confident that God is watching those things. It says, "For you have maintained my right and my cause." Well, when we are in the will of God, when we are serving Jesus Christ, when we are following the will of God and doing what God has asked us to do, when we are on purpose and we are very intentional in our pursuit of Him, then we are in right and we are on cause. And God is going to maintain those things. He's going to protect those things. He's not going to let a weapon formed against you prosper. He's going to keep you protected. He's going to keep me protected. Now, sometimes I know you all probably never do this, but sometimes I'll get to a place where I begin to fret. And the Bible's very clear. It tells us, fret not. Fret not. And I have to remind myself of Psalm chapter 9, that He already has me, that this has all been solved, and I just need to continue to pursue the purpose that He has laid in front of me. And then it finishes, it says, you sit on the throne judging in righteousness. And this is a beautiful thing, because we know that God is going to judge completely, perfectly. His judgment is always going to be with perfect righteousness. When we are stumbling and falling, when we mess up, perhaps we begin to think a little too highly of ourselves, and we begin to praise ourselves, and we begin to pat ourselves on the back. The Bible is very clear that God is going to correct us. He's going to correct us in such a way as we understand, and then we will move away from the prideful service, and we're going to move toward the prayerful service. But when we are pursuing with a humble heart, when we are pursuing God, when we are walking with Him, when we are pursuing righteousness, God is going to judge from His throne. He's going to judge what we're doing righteously. Why? Because God always judges righteously. He is always just. He is always perfect. He is always righteous. We need not wonder if He was fair about something. He is always fair. Now, in our human way, we may not understand it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't fair. That means in our human way, we don't understand it. I want you to be encouraged today, no matter what enemy is pursuing you, be it a person, be it your health, be it your finances, be it your job, be it whatever you are troubled about and fretting about in life right now. I want you to realize that God is on the throne and that He is judging righteously. That He is going to, when you are pursuing Him in right and in cause that He has assigned to you, He is going to lead you, and He's going to protect you, and He's going to guide you. As I said earlier, no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. You be encouraged today. I pray for you. I know you pray for me. I pray for this nation. I pray for this world. I pray that we will turn back to Christ, and that we will love Him and pursue Him with our whole heart, with all of our mind, with all of our soul, with all of our strength. You have a great day today. Have a great rest of the week. And let Sunday find you in a Bible-believing church where you can go and you can be a blessing as well as be blessed. You have a great day.